Philippines is one of the high-risk countries from the Wuhan coronavirus outbreak, recorded the first death outside China. The government declared a state of calamity in the country for 6 months on 17th of March. The country's first death was a 44-year-old Chinese national who was the relative of the first patient diagnosed with COVID-19. The patient developed pneumonia, and the close contact of the patient is a 38-year-old woman from Wuhan whose illness was announced on January 13. The Philippine government announced the entire country will be placed under a state of calamity for a period of 6 months. The declaration will enable national and local governments to quickly access relief funds to curb the spread of the disease. The Philippine government started announcing local lockdowns following the increase in global coronavirus cases. The lockdown prohibits people from going outside their homes, except for getting basic necessities. Lockdown will be imposed in the Philippines in barangays, municipalities, and provinces. During lockdown, domestic transportation of all modes are suspended. Residents are not allowed to leave their homes unless for emergencies. Large gatherings, parties, and concerts are banned. Thousands of police officers and military personnel have been deployed to ensure citizens comply with the lockdown. The Philippine government is taking several steps to control the spread of the virus, including travel restrictions, closures of schools, as well as training schools of the Philippine National Police. The Philippine government issued a temporary ban on 26th of February on all citizens from traveling to South Korea, as the country reported a spike in number of confirmed cases. Philippines witnessed a surge in demand for face masks as fears over the coronavirus infection increased, despite assurance from the government that there is no need to wear face masks yet. With more than 400 economic zones under lockdown, approximately 700 factories have been shut down, displacing hundreds of workers. Philippines has announced that it will direct 200 billion pesos in emergency subsidies to 18 million poor households. Families will be provided 5,000 pesos to 8,000 pesos for 2 months based on the minimum daily wages rates in the respective regions. Tourism industry is a major contributor, accounting for 12.7% of the Philippine economy in 2018, according to data from the Philippine Statistics Authority. More than 7 million foreign tourists visited the country during the first 10 months of 2019. Philippines is an alternative source of nickel for China, which sources the ore from Indonesia. The ban of the export of unprocessed ore imposed by Indonesia, the Philippines serves as the main supplier. The two mining companies, Nickel Asia Corporation and Global Ferronickel Holdings, account for majority of the country's nickel ore output. Suspension is expected to impact the scheduled ore shipments of the companies.